Good evening, everyone. Mahesh here from USAM. So today we'll be looking the overview of Plant 3D. And yeah, this is a slide from Product Design and Manufacturing collection. Most probably each and everyone knows what are the inclusions of Product Design and Manufacturing collection. And if at all, you can see over here the inclusions of it. And you can also see a name called One AutoCAD, right? So all the 3D parts, that is 3D softwares and tools along with AutoCAD is the added advantage of this product design and manufacturing collection. And this one AutoCAD will have 7 flavors of different AutoCADs, which I have already mentioned in most of the sessions also. And these are those 7 flavors of AutoCAD, that is starting from architecture, mechanical, electrical, everything. And one such is Plant 3D. Initially, those who even have the suit, the before product of product design and PDMC, there is the collection, Plant 3D won't be a part of it initially. AutoCAD will be there, AutoCAD Mechanical will be there, 3ds Max, Navisworks, even Inventor, but not Plant 3D. So those who are working with piping has to buy Plant 3D separately and Inventor separately. So from 2019, they introduced this PDMC collection where everything put up in the same collection, and Plant 3D is also a part of it. So what is Plant 3D? I have already given an overview in one more session, in the previous session, which handled the projects of Plant 3D. But still, most of the customer, still we have some issues in understanding what Plant 3D is. Still have queries to showcase the capabilities of Plant 3D, and most of the customers think that Inventor piping can solve their issue, and it's not necessary for them to start using Plant 3D. But Inventor piping is entirely different. It is okay for a skid level piping, but when we are considering for an industry like for food and beverage, oil and gas, so those pipes which run for meters, Inventor can do, but still it cannot handle, and there is a specialized tool for it called Plant 3D. So why can't we use it? Even buildings can be designed in Inventor, but we still have Revit because it has its own benefits and it has own outputs that has to be generated through it, right? So whatever pipes that can be designed in Inventor still have some limitations, and also the exact output which we want for an industry, for a piping industry, will not be available through Inventor. It can be achieved only through Plant 3D. And initially Plant 3D will be installed in 3 different ways. So one will be the main tool, and you will get a report generated separately, and as well as spec and catalog creator separately. So I'll quickly run through all these in this next couple of minutes. So let's get started. I'll quickly open Plant 3D. So I'll drop down, we'll create a new project. I just walk you through the process. We are not going to create one. I just show where actually the error is. Okay. So this is project name. So here, there is an option to choose mixed metric. So in a project, we can use both inches as well as mm. If at all you're going only with mm, after creating your project, once you start working with your project, in case a product which you use is in inches, there will be a spec error. So what we recommend for most of the users is most of the projects will have both mm and inches. If for that purpose, we can go and say inches mixed metric, so that there won't be any problem while working in a project. So this is one such option where most of the users get some errors. Yes. Okay. And Plant 3D is, as I said earlier, Plant 3D is different from AutoCAD, where we have to create folders, drawings only in this interface, not in our Windows Explorer, that is in File Explorer.
In case if I'm going to create a PNID drawing, I have to create a new folder here, not in my Windows Explorer. So we'll go to a project which we have already created. So here for creating a new drawing, I have to do here only, not anywhere else. In case I'm going to put it up in some other folder, I have to create here, not in the Explorer actually. And removing a drawing as well as renaming a drawing has to be done in this interface itself. See some. So in case I'm going to rename it, we have options to remove the drawing as well as renaming a drawing here itself. In case you're going to rename in your file explorer, that is the projects here. So this is where your drawing is stored. Okay, this is your project location. In case you're renaming your files here, it won't be up, it won't appear in Plant3D, and the relationship between the drawing and the location of a file will be missing. So it's not advisable, or you shouldn't do a rename or a removing of a file through that is File Explorer, that is here. So folder creation, everything has to be done here. Okay. What Plant3D? What is Plant3D actually? You have been talking only about projects, renaming, creating a drawing. What if I'm new to this? If I'm new to this software, what it is capable of? You didn't tell it. Yes, I didn't tell it. So what it is capable of is, I'll open this model. This model will give you the answers of the capability of this software. So the structure, piping, equipment, everything has been created in this tool. Okay. So we have options to create structures. So all these structures has been created here. And we have option to route pipe. So it's actually a piping software, piping tool, a plant level piping. Skid level piping can be very well done in Inventor itself. If you are going for a big level of like breweries or food industries, oil and gas. So all these industries use some of the plant tools, and this is one of them. So we have pipe supports, equipment options, creating a new equipment. So once after you have created your piping here, we can generate a orthographic drawing as well as ISO drawings. So this is actually a capability of Plant3D. And this is a parametric 3D tool inside AutoCAD. Most of the AutoCAD that is mechanical, electrical are not parametric. They are just meant for 2D purpose, but this is something different. It works as a 3D tool. So for example, if I route a pipe, you can see so it will automatically put up the elbows. It's not necessary for us to put one. And if I start my pipe from in between, it will automatically put up the T joints. And I use one of the valves here. So it automatically selects the size also. I'm using low, very small pipe. I'll go with 4-inch. Yeah. And this droplet teardrop symbol denotes that it is open. We are not yet closed. So it will automatically take up the sizes and use the flanges to cover all these. And this options is that there is a washer in between. This is actually a bolt set. So all these are taken automatically, but from where? That's the most of the Plant3D users question. From where all these components are being populated here? We have taken this valve from this library, but elbows, pipes, and if I'm using for a T-joint, it will automatically put up a T-joint. And if I'm going to use a small, this is 4-inch, I'm going to use a 2-inch pipe, it will automatically put up a reducer. So from where all this is happening. So that's what is called spec. So I'll give you a glimpse of final output of Plan3D. We'll select this pipe. We'll go to ISO. We can include bill of material, cut piece length, as well as welding details in ISO. So let's say create. So this will be in background. We can still do our current job. Once it is done, we'll get a pop-up here. So after that, we can go and check for the final result as for ISOs. Okay, it's done. So you can see the pipe which I have selected has been given along with the dimensions and along with the bill of material, cut piece length, as well as weld list. This is purely automated. There is no manual intervention here. This is actually a output which is required by the piping industry for a particular line of a pipe. So what is my cut piece length? And for a cut piece length, what are the dimensions? And this pipe where it is going to be connected. This is the pipe which I have created is in air. It's not connected anywhere. But if at all it has some valves or it's going to be connected to equipment, we can see those things also in the ISO output. We'll see how that is also being generated. As of now, we'll close this. No. Okay. So where we stopped is how these elbows, pipes, reducers, flanges are automatically populating here in the interface. We have a separate tool called Spec Editor, Plan3D Spec Editor. This is actually a library of Plan3D, but this is something different. The library of, we have seen many libraries in Revit, Inventor, AutoCAD Electrical, Mechanical. Those things have a pre-built model which can be opened and save it as, and we can start editing those things, and it is available as a 3D model for us to use it. But here all are in data format, all are saved as a SQLite format. If anyone knows SQL, we can directly go and edit those things. For editing as a model, it is not possible here, but the advantage of having your library as a SQL language is, I'll tell you. So I'll open a spec. So before going something, after installing Plan3D, you will get your specs here. You can see AutoCAD Plan3D 2020 content, and ask me, you have all your specs here. In case you are going to edit all this, we have to edit and save it as, do not save on top of it. This is just to give you what is actually specs and catalogs. Okay. So this is the current spec which we are using, CS300. And in that CS300, what are the library components we have? We have a blind flange of 1/2 inch to 24 inches. Bolt set, we have bolt set. So what actually bolt set is? So the in-between component which we see here is bolt set. It is not visible here, but it will be reflecting in bill of materials. So there is bolt set. We have caps, cross, elbows, flanges, gasket. So if there is, so we have 45 and 90. If there is no 45 elbows in your spec, Plan3D won't be able to do a 45-degree turn. It will directly go for a 90-degree turn. So if I remove this, 45-degree elbows won't be there in your drawing. Gasket, everything. In case you need something to be added in it, It is very well easy here. So that's the advantage of having a library in SQL format. Here, this is a catalog. Catalog means all the industry standards and all the necessary things that are needed for a piping industry is available as a catalog. But spec doesn't have all these things. We can edit according to our project requirements. So this is catalog. This has two. One is valve and specifically only for valves, and this is for pipe and fittings. We'll go for pipe and fittings. And we have everything, all the standards on all the pressure class. So this will populate each and everything that is available as a pipes and fittings. We have to filter our own requirements from these filters available. So we'll use this in the coming demo session. So this is just to give you a brief about how things are populating in Plant3D environment. Okay. So we'll close this as of now. So that is the back-end process. So from this library, we are getting all this. We'll open a new drawing. Okay. We'll create an equipment. We'll place the equipment. We are not going to create it. It is already created, and we have many inbuilt options to create, as well as inbuilt equipments inside Plant3D. We can also bring our own equipments and add it as a template. So once you save it as a template here, we can load it from here itself. So see, create, place it here. Shift and middle mouse button as we use in the tools. We go for shader or realistic. Okay, realistic. So again, this teardrop symbol denotes your leakage in your equipment. That is, it is not connected to any other part. Where actually this helps is, it can be switched to toggle between on and off. While creating an ISO, we have created an ISO for this pipe. Hope you remember, I just created now. In case I have created a flange here, and that flange is not connected to the pipe and that is also leaking, I'll get ISO only till the flange which is leaking. This things will be missing in the ISO. So if at all this is switched off, we cannot see where are the leakages. These all are open ends we can see now, but for a connection like this, if there is any leakage, ISO won't be created properly. Not properly, it won't be created. It will automatically break. So only to check for leakages, we need to switch on this teardrop symbol. Will be more useful while creating ISOs for bigger projects. So we'll generate a pipe from this nozzle. Okay, so this is the error most of the users get. So mostly when the error pops up, they'll close it and they'll call our support team. But this is actually a very small error only. Say, okay. So the pipe has to be connected from this flange, but before connecting a pipe, a matching flange has to be put up here. So what Plant3D says is connected part auto flange is not available. So two things can be done. One, we can bring a flange manually and add it there, and we can start routing a pipe. So that is possible. So if I start ignoring this error and do a pipe connection, I can still see my droplet symbol here. So which means these two are not connected. So we'll put up a flange here. So this will also be connected, but still we see a teardrop. If this is switched off, we cannot see. We can still continue our piping, but that shouldn't be done. That's not a best practice. Okay. So what it is auto flange is not available. Cannot find a flange in spec CS150. This is one such error. Same error will come for a specific spec also. So this is CS150. The pipe which I am being extracting is from CS150. That is the spec of CS150. Carbon steel, pressure class is 150. That is CS150, and 4-inch. Auto flange is not available in the particular spec. Okay, but what it is saying is nominal diameter 4-inch. Okay, I have created 4-inch only. Facing is raised flange and N type is flange, but the pressure class is 300. But what we are using is CS150. So where we can see pressure classes before getting an error is, we can see the properties of equipment. So it has pressure class 300, and also in case of a nozzle alone, we have an option to pick up a nozzle alone by control click, left click. You will get a pencil symbol. So there you can change, if at all you need only 150, you can change it here. Go for 150 and you'll be able to route a pipe now. So now this is 150, so you'll get a pipe. Or if you're going to stick with 300, no problem. We'll change this to 300 itself. I think it's not changed. I hope everyone is muted. How come? Okay. We'll switch on to 300. It's not changed actually. Okay, not changed. I have to get an error. Yes. So we'll go to CS300 now. If CS300 has a matching flange, it will populate here, or otherwise we have to add one in the spec itself. Where we can check for a spec is, it's not necessary for us to open a spec here. For a particular drawing, we have an option to see the spec here itself. So we have flanges from so half to 1.5 and 3 inches to 24 inches flanges are there, and both are raised flange, so it is available in the spec. So we have changed, and once we click for a plus symbol, it has to put a matching pair of flanges here. So we'll put up a valve here. Okay, we'll try to create an ISO for this pipe alone. So which should show the ISO should show that the pipe has a valve in between and it is connected to an equipment. Okay, let's see whether it shows. So go to ISO, produce a quick ISO here. So if I am not going to give the congestion to more, it will split up. So I'll give congestion to more so that every part of a pipe is accompanied in a single drawing. Good. Okay. So you can see it is showing the pump, valve symbol, and as well as it is connected to an equipment. Since it's continued on, since I didn't give any equipment tag, it's showing a question mark. In case if at all I have given a tag for it, it will also populate here to which part or which tagged component it is going to be connected. So all this information will be there automatically. And all these title block and the dimension, style, font style can be edited, and even you can add your own type of valves which is not available in Plan3D. In case you're using some of the pneumatic valves, that is also possible to add it through custom part, and you can also change the symbol of the custom part valves. So everything is customizable here. I'll close it. Okay. So in case if you are going to bring a equipment which you didn't create, which is given by a customer, or which has to be designed by you in some other tool, we have an option for that also. But if the tool is Inventor, it is more easier for you to bring a component here and start routing your pipe. Why? Because we have an option to, because AutoCAD can import all the files. That's not an issue. So it can import all these types of CAD data into AutoCAD directly. Either it will be CATIA, IGS, SolidWorks, ProE, every files can be directly imported here. But only difference is the nozzle which you have created in some other tool will not be recognized as a nozzle in Plant 3D. We have to convert it as a plant equipment, and we have to tell that this is a nozzle, this has a diameter of 4 inches or 6 inches. We have to reschedule, property here in Plant 3D. But if this is from Inventor, all these steps are vanished. We're just going to design an Inventor, we are going to bring it here and say the nozzle, pressure class and diameter. So no other workflows there. So I'll quickly open Inventor. So in case you're going to give a detailed drawing of an equipment, you're going to create equipment yourself. Plant 3D won't help because this equipment doesn't have any detail. This is just a graphical representation. If at all you're going to give a detailed drawing of an equipment or a detailed drafting sheet of an equipment, this doesn't allow you to do. So you have to, anyway, we have to model it in some other design tool. If that is in Inventor, it is more easy. So you have created an assembly in Inventor. We have an option called, sorry, Zoom is interfering me. Give me a moment. Second, yeah. Environment, yeah. So we have an option called BIM content here. So BIM is building information modeling. Those who are in civil, they may know that. What Revit is capable of is, it is capable of doing all the building materials, architecture, structure, and MEP. In case for the models that are not available or not able to do in Revit, can be done in Inventor. So once after doing it in Inventor, we have to switch back to Revit or any other tool like InfraWorks, Civil 3D, Plant 3D. But Inventor files cannot be recognized by those guys like Revit or Plant 3D. So there is a in-between format called ADSK. This is Autodesk, the name is Autodesk. It can be recognized by Revit, InfraWorks, Civil 3D, Plant 3D, each other, every other tool of Autodesk. So if at all you require any model for placing it in Revit or InfraWorks, we have an option to model it here, and through BIM content option, we can directly bring it to Revit or Plant 3D or any other tools of Autodesk. And what's the difference between bringing Inventor file and other third-party software files is, this is intelligent, this is parametric. So the parts created here will be parametric as well as in Revit, as well as in InfraWorks, as well as in Plant 3D. So that's the main idea behind it. And the details. So we have created this part with more details, but whereas for Revit or InfraWorks, it doesn't need much of a detail. So they will tell LOD 400, 500. So for that concept, we have an option called shrink wrap also, where we can reduce the details according to their own requirements and bring those parts into other tools like Revit or Plant 3D. We'll go for a BIM content. And these are some of the options pre-built in BIM content. If you're going to design a cable tray, you can directly go for cable tray and say this is a cable tray and get back to Revit and place it somewhere where you're going to use your cable tray for your wiring. And that can be done here. Why? Because that fabrication drawing can be made it here in Inventor, because sheet metal option is there in Inventor. So once you have made ducts in here, you can directly bring that duct into MEP of Revit. That's an option given here. So we are not going to deal with any of it as of now. We are going for a pipe connector. I have already given a connection here. So I'll go with the next area. give it here. I'll change the direction, and this is a diameter which it automatically takes. That's not an issue. We can change it in Plan 3D also. And for the purpose of knowing what kind of a pipe is going to be connected here, I'll select its supply. In case you are going to add up any properties for this particular equipment, we can also add those properties, which will be shown in Plan 3D. So if I'm not going to do anything, say apply, done. Oh, both are in same direction. Okay, no issues. Export building components. Skip. Okay. So we have three formats actually. One is the RFA Revit family files. This came in 2018 or something, I think. So before that, there was only one format, ADSK. After that, they also introduced the Revit family files. So this can be directly taken into Revit as a family file and use it driven for model in place. So we'll go with ADSK. Save. So in case of Revit, it's not necessary to bring it as an ADSK file. It's okay to be a Revit family file. And since Revit family file is taken into concern, it has become more parametric than ADSK files, only for Revit. No. So we'll go for Plan 3D. We'll delete this block. Okay. So here we have an option to directly bring our inventor component. Place it here. So it'll ask for a equipment type. I'll go with vessel. Is there a heat exchangers? Okay, I'll go with vessel itself. Okay. So now this is an equipment of Plan 3D. No more steps. We have converted an equipment. So there is a possibility of bringing other as I already said, other third-party tools can also be brought into models can also be brought into Plan 3D, but it requires 5 to 6 steps to convert it as a equipment. But once it is from Inventor, it's just a click of a button. So let it say, but it's not as a assembly. Go for and this is inches and this is 150 or not 300. This is the flange. Okay. So cannot create an auto flange, the same error. So we have to add up a 2-inch auto flange here. There is a flange. What it is saying is 2 inches raised flange spec. Okay. So what you are going to do now is we'll check for the spec. So this has from 3 inches only, but what we are trying to add is 2 inches. And here also we have half into 1.5 only. So in between 2 is missing. We'll quickly check for the location of a spec. So this is again most of the users does is there is a location by default. Okay, I'll take this. See AutoCAD plan content as me, and we have specs here. So this is something which installs automatically when Plan 3D is installed, and none of your project uses it. This is actually a copied version of it. Once you create a project, all these specs will be copied to your project. but editing this specs will not affect your project. So that's the main criteria here. See, this is our project now, chapter 10. We have a spec sheets here. We have a folder called spec sheets, and the current drawing which I am doing now is accessing spec sheets from this location, not from the default location of Plan3D. So most of the users edit here and say that I'm not getting any updates in my spec. They won't get, because this is a default location. These specs are not used in your project. So please understand. So once after creating our project, I have created a project called chapter 10. All the specs which is available in C, that is the local, will automatically be created into your location, into this particular folder called spec sheets. So we have to edit here only, not anywhere else. So to know the location, you can always see, click a drawing which you are using. You can see the location here. So from which this drawing is being taken, and that location will have your spec sheets, and only those specs has to be edited, not the original content of the Plan3D. So now we are going to add a 2-inch flange to the content of the spec sheet. So we'll go for specs. So this is something where I have opened from default location, that is C of a Plan3D. So here, whatever changes I make here won't be reflecting in any of the projects. So I'll go to open spec. Sorry, this is not the location. Plan. So this will be more. Bear with me. It's done. Yeah, I got it. So this is CS300 open. Yes. So this is where we have to change, add our flange to put up in our drawing. So we don't have a 2-inch flange here, which I'll search it for here. This is pipes and fittings. Ensure there is pipes and fittings. By default, it will always be loaded up in valves. This is pipes and fittings. So now what we need is, one second, I'll put up here. Okay. So we need a socket weld or well neck. What we need? We need raised flange. Okay. So we'll go up here. So here we need a flange, not all these. So we'll type for F L. Okay. So first I'll go with here. I'm going for a pressure class of 300. Okay. So this is raised flange, and N type is also flanged. So we have only flanged as a and 300. So this is from 1/2 inch to 24 inch. This is what we need. So once we click here, we have an option to add to spec. Say add to spec. So this will be added here. To check whether all these sizes are available, just double click here. It will show whatever the size is available, and here we have 2 inches. In case we need to remove all these from spec, you can select all these. Only 2 will be added to your spec because we need only this. So anyway, bring everyone, no issues. Okay. So save. Without saving, it won't be updating in your drawing. Save it. You can check it here. Spec. And is it added here? Yes, we have added here. 1/2 inch to 24 inch. Hope it should come now. Okay. But still I find a teardrop symbol. Okay. No issues. It is gone. So once a teardrop symbol is gone and gasket symbol is placed, you are fine. You have no more issues. So this is a basic thing which every customer or every user should know, how to deal with the errors that is happening with your spec. There are a lot more errors and a lot more to know about specs. So we'll see all this in the coming webinars. Okay, thank you for your time. We'll be meeting every day in different sessions. Thank you.